that we've discussed how to identify core desires, let's go to the next step and drill down to a core desire in each area of life. In the last segment, I mentioned them very quickly. I'm going to say them again. I've identified 6 areas of life, 6 major areas of life. They are family, financial, learning or educational or mind, social relationships, engaging your spiritual being, and self-image. Now let's find out where you are first. Please answer this question honestly. If you put a chart together and it were titled the Life Satisfaction Chart, where would you fit? If you were to draw a chart on a piece of paper and it went like this, an L-shaped chart, and on one side from top to bottom it was 1 to 100, that's the hundreds on a core desire, and on the other side it's the long one, 1 to 365 days. On a chart, where would you find yourself floating along? 50 on the scale would be, I'm not bad, I'm not good, I'm just okay. Below 50 is, I know people who said they're at 3 or they're at 10 and they're feeling very suicidal. They're very unhappy with life. And there are people who float along at 60 and 70 and they're happy almost all the time. Their life's working. Doesn't mean they're without problems, but they're happy. So if you drew a chart like that, where would you be on that chart? 50, 60, 70, and of course you'll have some peaks and you'll have some valleys, but average out, I wonder where you'd be. Now, it's real important for you to understand that. Are you happy all the time? If you're not, this is really going to be happy or very important for you to learn how to identify your core desires in all 6 areas of your life. So on that chart, you're floating along at 70, 80, 90% happy all the time. Wow, what a wonderful life to live. That does not mean you won't have challenges and problems. That does not mean you won't break your leg. Spikes will happen either direction, but you bounce back. You know, some people have down days and they stay down for a long time. It takes them a long time to come back. I do not. I have a down day just like everybody else does. And my down day, I don't like it down there. So I immediately get back up here where I need to be happy, doing what I love to do. I don't like it down there, so I don't stay. Many people say, Jack, do you ever have a bad day? I've never seen you discouraged or down. I said, yeah, I have bad days. But you know what I've noticed when I put their chart next to mine? My down days looks like their average day. No wonder I don't look ever depressed or discouraged like they get. Because when they crash and burn and have a bad day, they're down in the 10s and the 15s. I never get there because I focus 100% on my core desires, and that's why I want everybody in this world, including you, to live that kind of a life where 98% of the time, 95% of the time, your life is working and you're satisfied. And it's not just, yeah, I'm okay. It's, life is good. You know, I broke my leg last week, but life is good in all areas of your life. Now, my definition of a balanced life is that kind of a life where you've achieved a high level of harmony and satisfaction in all 6 areas of life at the same time. Is it possible to do that? Yes, it is. People fail to get what they want because they don't know what they want, number one. We already discussed that. Or they only think they know. They must learn how to actually identify their core desires, and until I came along, nobody was teaching that. 2, they got to believe, or they do believe, that the concepts of writing down goals or daily affirmation, that sort of thing, that's how they're going to get their answer. And so they buy all kinds of books and CDs and all that stuff. And, of course, they aren't the answer. I've proven that. Or they listen to the wrong gurus, or should I say, and they listen to the wrong gurus. While motivational speakers and writers can indeed inspire you for the moment, the inspiration is fleeting. You can feel like a king for a day or a queen, and you can feel awesome for a day. They're like going to a movie. You can laugh and cry and even hugging people you don't even know. The guy next to you, the guy behind you, hi, how are you? And you just, for a moment, changed. But then you go back to your normal life and it stays the same. Here's another reason they don't get what they want. They often expect too much too soon and expect perfection from themselves. You guys got to be patient with yourselves. Sometimes things take time. You can't become a black belt in karate or a dentist in 6 months. It takes time. And it takes time to learn how to be a good parent or how to be a good person. Sometimes you got some rough edges got to get knocked off. Or here's another one. They fail to seek feedback or implement a course correction until it's too late. They need to have mentors. We all need to have mentors instead of just yourself to conduct yourself through life, teaching yourself the hard way. There's 2 ways to learn. Smart, hard. Learn from someone else. Someone else teaching you is so much better. Here's another reason they fail to get what they want. They fail to utilize mentors. I'm a mentor to millions, and I can't tell you how many people. I'm sitting at a restaurant in a table where everybody knows what my job and my career path is and what I do, and they don't ask me one thing about how to get their life further along. They talk about the weather, they talk about sports, they talk to each other, they don't talk to me. I'm sitting right there. That's It's crazy. And so it often results in the blind leading the blind, where they're not getting the right kind of help from the right kind of people. They often move forward without a plan or a proper strategy or prioritizing, and this causes unnecessary problems. Here's another reason people fail. They often, way too often, concentrate more on the qualities they're lacking than the ones they possess. They whine about lacking money that's needed, or an education, or fret because they're too young or they're too old, and so forth. What they're really doing is creating excuses in case they need them. There are no excuses. Once you identify a core desire, if you can still think and make decisions, you can learn anything. I don't care if you're 85 years old. I know people that start learning computer when they're 85 years old. Here's another one. The ninth one is procrastination. Most people stop in their tracks over procrastination. Usually at the first sign of difficulty, they put things off. They're lacking persistence. And it's because it's not a core desire. Core desires get rid of procrastination. Procrastination is simply not wanting to do it. Well, that's not a core desire. When it's a core desire, you want to do it. Duh. So here's the 10th reason people fail. And there's two more. They have the wrong paradigm of their own ability to change and become whatever it takes. They think they don't have what it takes. They don't know. They lack confidence. And that's a lie. Somebody taught them that, or they believe it from somewhere. Maybe their parents taught them to them. Those kinds of thinking. Wrong. They quit too soon. If they'd just gone on a little bit longer, they would have attained the achievement they desire. Core desires eliminate this because you don't quit. The last one is they don't maintain their focus and are too easily distracted from what they need to be doing. And core desires and mentors eliminate this issue altogether. So here's the good news. All barriers can be destroyed completely by the power of a conquering force. And the conquering force is flipped on by, or you access it by, core desires. And here's what the famous philosopher said, Jack Youngblood, about this concept. He says, you must learn that whatever you're doing in this life, obstacles don't matter. Pain or other circumstances can be there, but if you want to do a job bad enough, you'll find a way to get it done. Let me read it properly again. He says, pain or other circumstances can be there, but if you want to do a job bad enough, you'll find a way to get it done. That's a core desire. Trust it.